Hello everyone, here we are back for another tutorial, Santa Ventura, hole 8, par 4. Very challenging hole. I pretty much consistently go right here, almost no matter what my wind is, whatever the situation is. I try to stick to right. So over where my opponent is aiming. What I like about it is even when I go in the rough, there's a 90% chance that I'm still going to get to the green. So that's the number one likely thing that I like most about it. So what I'll usually do for the tee shot, especially on a tailwind, is about plus 20%. I'll usually use a plus 10%, but I'm going to go to plus 20 because it's going to land farther being on a tailwind. So at least 20, maybe even 25 just to be on the safe side. Let's see how this works out. As I mentioned, there still should be the possibility that my opponent is going to be able to get there even with that drive. And what you'll see that I'll do, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can kind of use a better side spin ball if you'd like to. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go landscape. And as I mentioned, plus 25%, 6.5 rings. So I'm going to put about 4 of them into the rough and just land about 2 rings over from the rough to create kind of a safety net. And go relatively full, but I want to also, keep some precision. So I'm not going to go absolutely full. I actually ended up clipping the rough there. The thing is that extra hook basically ended up curling farther right than, especially with the great ball that I hit. It ended up curling farther right than what, even though it's supposed to land, 6 rings down, it ends up hooking farther because it's a tailwind, so it comes in a little bit. And that's why you saw that it landed, it landed about 6 rings down, but it doesn't land in the direction of the wind. It lands to the right of that, which is closer towards the rough because it was a right curling shot. Here you can see that my opponent can still get up to the green. Got a tailwind case, so possibility or small wind case. What I usually use here is very little elevation. I'm going to go about 5% here. Very, very small. Almost be towards max. You can see it's going to pretty much be 1.1 no matter what. So that's basically what I'm going to use. And I'm going to use just the amount of backspin that'll just get over the fairway here. So that's what you're seeing me do here. And you can see that it lands just over safely, but not by much. Perfect ball. It looks like I went too much on the adjustment. I was trying to get 1 ring, and you can see I was getting light on time. The pull that I made was a little bit heavy. If you want to, you could probably see that on my adjustment. I just didn't have enough time to fix it. I had to go with it. There was nothing else I can do. So that's one of the disadvantages to, talking, playing at the same time, factoring in all these things that, I sometimes get a little bit too rushed. But no big deal. Just wanted to at least, get you guys the shot so you can see. Do be sure to consider wind effect. As wind gets a little bit higher, it's going to greatly impact the way that the ball runs out. In a headwind scenario, you got to watch out for ball guide compression. If you try to do that same shot and you don't factor for it into a large headwind, you might not get it to go in because of ball guide compression, and it might clip that rough and maybe just trickle out onto the fairway. So you do always got to be thinking about that when you're playing. Good luck, guys, with that hole, and I'll see you guys on the next one.